Smelling Roses here again. Today I'm back out by Philpot Dam and Philpot Lake. This is public land managed by the United States Army Corps of Engineers, and right now I'm in Franklin County, Virginia. We do have some very mild temperatures today. Right now the air temperature is in the mid-50s. We got full sun, beautiful day, but you can see still quite a bit of snow on the ground from a recent winter storm. Less than a week ago, this area received well above 12 inches of snow. Anecdotally, some areas around here may have received as much as 16 or 17 inches of snow, from what I've been told from some local residents. So even with the mild temperatures we've had since the storm exited the area, still a pretty significant amount of snow on the ground. Okay, so we've got this topographical map here. We'll just take a quick look at what I plan on doing today. This is a great map printed from an online resource. If anybody is interested in knowing how to access that, I can let you know. It doesn't always show the details like roads and trails and whatnot, but what I like about it is the topographical details are really excellent. Each line on the map represents 20 feet of elevation change, so that's a good scale for getting a really good detailed idea of the area that you're going to be in. Unfortunately, the way this map printed, the area where we are is kind of off the map here. You can see Philpot Dam. We're just below the dam, kind of in this area, and the trailhead is nearby, and unfortunately the trail is going to start out up the ridge kind of in this area off of the printed map, but eventually it will curve back around, and you can see these lines here. That is the trail that we will be using along this top of this ridge line here. I plan on taking the trail down to about this point here, where we will link up with another trail not shown on this map. It's more like a single track hiking trail that takes us out onto this peninsula. You can see all along the perimeter of the lake very steep terrain, so getting down actually to the edge of the lake is probably not going to be possible or even necessary. We can just get down a little ways down the slopes there and get some pretty good views of the lake through the trees. Okay, so this is the trailhead for the Dogwood Glen Trail. You can see by the sign it's a multi-use trail for hikers, bikers, and horseback riders. Most of the trail is, as you can see, is a service road. I'm not a big fan of roads for hiking. Certainly would be excellent for bikers or riding horses, but personally not my cup of tea. But it is what it is, and I need to use this trail to access the peninsula that I showed you on the topo map. The area around the trailhead is approximately 850 feet above sea level, and probably the highest point that we'll reach up along the ridge is around 1,150 feet above sea level, approximately. Not very high elevations, but we are dealing with some very steep and rugged terrain in this area. Even though we're east of the Blue Ridge, this is some very challenging terrain and some pretty tough climbs in some areas. It's a very beautiful mixed hardwood and pine forest. Very open. Okay, so basically at this point we've reached the top of the ridge line. The road does continue to climb from here, but it's much more gradual. Soon we'll be passing over the highest point along today's hike, just a little over 1,100 feet. Okay guys, as we get to this area here, we can get our first glimpse of Philpot Lake. Can't see it very well, but kind of get the first glimpse of the lake down below there. We'll get some better views as we go on up ahead and as we get closer to Spring Cove. Another unique aspect of this particular area is that the other side of the trail, as we get over the ridge, you can see just how steep the terrain is here. Having the snow on the ground kind of makes it pop out a little bit, give you a good idea of how steep this is. It's about 300 or 400 feet of elevation change here in a very short distance. This area is the maximum elevation along the trail that we will reach today. We are approximately 1,150 feet above sea level in this area. And pretty soon the road will descend back towards the lake. Okay, so we've descended off of the ridge and we've reached an intersection of roads here. The road that continues straight is the Dogwood Glen trail, but we're going to exit the Dogwood Glen trail now and take this spur trail. This will take us down to the edge of the lake near Spring Cove, and we'll pick up the Spring Cove trail, which is another single track hiking trail that will take us out on a peninsula that juts out into the lake. So sometimes you just never know what you're going to find along the trail. Okay guys, so this part of the lake is known as Spring Cove. And directly ahead there is Deer Island. Deer Island is accessible only by boat. So this is the Spring Cove Spur Trail. You can see, according to the sign, 0.3 miles. The trail will actually dead end up at the high point of the peninsula here. But we should be able to get some pretty good views of the lake from either side of the trail. Okay guys, so this area here is the high point of the little peninsula that juts out into the lake. And the trail continues a little further, but then it just dead ends. As I mentioned earlier in the video, in this whole area, if you are hiking along the ridge lines, most of the climbs are gradual, fairly smooth. But as you veer off of the ridge and down towards the lake, the terrain becomes very steep. You can see the slope is getting very steep now. I can carefully make my way down a little further. So I've made my way pretty far down this slope here. You can see the lake just down below. It's not much further, but there's really no point in going any further downhill. It gets even steeper from here, and at some point gravity is going to take over, and not really interested in going in the lake today. So from this vantage point out on the tip of the little peninsula, can see across the lake to the visitor center where I was in my earlier Philpot Lake and Dam video. Can see the visitor center there. Of course, the other side of the lake is Henry County back in this area, and off in this direction Patrick County. Okay, so I'm back up along the spine of the peninsula, just following my own tracks back the way I came. Okay, so I've just been backtracking same way I came in, down the Dogwood Glen trail. But to save time heading back down, I'm going to veer away from the Dogwood Glen trail and take this access road. This is a road that leads down near the Philpot Dam. It's used by technicians to access the dam. So we've arrived now to the area of the dam. Get a pretty good view of the dam from here. Not sure if we're really supposed to be in this area, but hey, that just adds to the adventure. Top of the dam. So from this point on, the road ends, but some very steep terrain here, but I'm going to find my own way down this slope, and we'll come out down by the parking area. So as I keep mentioning, we're still pretty far east of the Blue Ridge. This is still considered the foothills region, and even though we're not very high above sea level, very rugged terrain here, very steep slopes, and some very challenging slopes here. Just as tough as I've seen anywhere. Okay, so I had a few harrowing moments there coming down off of the ridge. I made it down safely. Back down to the parking area here now, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the trail.